they will receive. Steve Christie will kick it away. And deep for the Seahawks, number 30, Amon Green, and number 19, Fabian Bowens. Welcome indoors, Mr. Sims.
Yeah, it's good to be indoors. It's cool outside, you know, and I don't like the cold weather, so.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, there you go.
Steve Christie kicks it away, and we are underway in Seattle. This is Amon Green from the 7. To the 30. The 40. Christie to beat. And finally forced out of bounds. 54-yard return in out of Nebraska, and now John Kitna will lead the Seattle offense onto the field. 5 touchdown passes, just 2 interceptions on the season. Kitna in his 3rd season out of Central Washington. An excellent field position for the Seahawks. Ricky Waters across the 35 to about the 34-yard line to pick up a 4 on the play. A look at the Seattle offense. Up front, Walter Jones, Pete Kendall, Kevin Glover, Brian Habib, and Grant Williams. In the backfield are Ricky Waters and Reggie Brown, Derek Mays and Sean Dawkins, the wide receivers, and Christian Foria is the tight end. Waters in motion on 2nd and 5, and Kitna to throw. Has his man across the 30, and that's the tight end Christian Foria, who figures big in the Paul Holmgren offense. Take a look at the Buffalo defense. Sean Price, Ted Washington, and Bruce Smith. Price starting for injured Phil Hansen. The linebackers, Rogers, Cummings, Cowart, and Gabe Northern. Cummings in for the injured John Holisek. Ken Urban and Thomas Smith, the corners. Kurt Schultz, Henry Jones, the safeties.
Greg, when you look at this game today, you look at the Seattle team, really, and mostly the Seattle offense. Somebody's got to come to the forefront, make some plays, make some big plays. Amon Green, that kickoff, that's one way to do it on special teams. But talking to Mike Holmgren, the system is kind of working well in Seattle. They complete some passes. They make some decent holes for the running back, but nobody's taking a simple play and making it spectacular, you know, with their physical abilities.
Yeah, Ricky Waters is still looking for his first rushing touchdown of the season. And in fact, the ground game hasn't been much to shout about.
And you come in this game today, last week the Oakland Raiders, they pounded the ball at this Bills defense. So you're the Bills defense, you know what you're going to see. In the NFL, if somebody beats you up the week before, you've got to prove to the team that you're getting ready to play that you can withstand it. So I think the Seahawks are going to test the Buffalo Bills out with the running game and try to throw it and hope somebody can make a play when they catch it.
2 tight ends on 3rd and short. Ricky Waters gets the call and plows forward for the first down.
Too aggressive, got out of position. They got to rectify that here today.
3 wide receivers, first down from the 26. Kitna. Deep drop, wide open over the middle is Foria. Inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Seahawks.
Well, you talk about being undisciplined last week on defense. Look what happens this time. There's a blitz. You're the tight end going up the field. Nobody has you. The Buffalo Bills
season, 2 touchdowns on 9 trips in. Kitna in the end zone, touchdown. Derek Mays.
Well, I thought the Seattle offense, they're going to have to find some ways to get some plays, and they just come out and they just.
The point is Todd Peterson, and it's perfect. Derek Mays with the 7-yard catch. Todd Peterson will kick to number 82, Kevin Williams, the deep man for Buffalo. This will be Williams from the 7. 25, stumbles forward to about the 29, and let's go back to the touchdown.
Well, Greg, this is about
from his own 15-yard line. The numbers on Flutie this year, 7 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. The Kingdome can be a noisy place. Antoine Smith, big hole up the middle, plows forward to the 25-yard line and close to a first down. Chad Brown, Kerry Joseph there for the tackle. And let's take a look The offensive line of the Buffalo Bills missing Reuben Brown at guard. Fina, Nails, Ostrowski, Ziegler, and Robert Hicks. Eric Moles missing from the lineup on offense as well. Antoine Smith, Sam Gash in the backfield. Kevin Williams and Andre Reed, the receivers, and Jay Reamersma, the tight end.
For the Bills, one thing they would like to do they didn't do last week. Joe Penry, the offensive coordinator, said we weren't patient enough with the runs. I think today he's going to take that ball we saw at Antoine Smith. He's going to cram it right up in there and see if Seattle can stop it.
Minneapolis Colts beat Cincinnati 31-10. Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms here in the Kingdome. 11:50 to play in the first quarter, and Seattle with a 7-0 lead. Doug Flutie puts Reed in motion and gives once again to Antoine Smith, and not much there. Take a look at a very, very good Seattle defense. 4 tremendous linemen up front in Sinclair, Adams, Cortez Kennedy, and Philip Daniels. The linebackers, Darren Smith, Anthony Simmons, and Chad Brown. And in the secondary, the corners, Sean Springs and Willie Williams, Jay Bellamy, and Kerry Joseph are the safeties. From the 28-yard line, Flutie on 2nd and 8. Antoine Smith can't get outside, dragged down by Sam Adams. And a loss of 2 on the play.
It leads to easy scores.
Jonathan Linton now in the backfield as Flutie and the Bills go to 3 wide receivers. Little flare to the side, and this is Linton, and Linton dragged down once again by Sam Adams.
Greg, you said it right. When you look at this Seattle football team, the thing that sticks out on paper.
Gets a high floater off Charlie Rogers with the catch at the 34-yard line. 39-yard punt. Seattle on its second offense. Everyone, you're going to be hearing a lot about Mike Holmgren's offensive philosophy today. It worked really well the first time Seattle had the ball.
Well, the first drive, it worked great, but I think the story so far in this game, somebody tell the Buffalo Bills the game has started. You know, you got to wake up. You got to come with some motion. This is a good football team playing at home.
Kittner throws and completes far side out of the backfield, Reggie Brown. And a pickup of about 8 on the play. It'll leave the Seahawks with 2nd and 2. And let's check in with Armin. To you. All right, Armin, thanks. On 2nd and 2, 2 tight ends in for Mike Holmgren. And the handoff, Ricky Waters, first down yardage and more across the 45 to about the 48-yard line.
Well, what he has got today, Wade Phillips, he's going against a team that lost last week, but still very upset about the fact the way they lost against the San Diego Chargers. And at home, anytime you play these dome teams, I think at home, there's emotion that comes with it from the fans, the noise. And of course, this offense of Seattle's, they got to prove something, that they can score some points and move the football.
On first down, 3 wide receivers come in as Kittner drops back and throws over the middle, wide open. Derek Mays to the 40, and another first down. Henry Jones there for the stop after a 12-yard pickup.
Well, when you look at this Seattle offense so far, Mike Holmgren has come up with some different formations. Look at this time. Derek Mays with the linebacker on him, that's just not going to work. And when you play zone, where you just kind of cover an area in the National Football League, the offensive players, the quarterback and the receivers, they will pick you apart unless you get right on the players immediately.
Waters, left side, looking for running room and can't turn the corner. Sam Cowart there to run him out of bounds.
Well, Seattle has had so much trouble running the football. Look at it from 1995 to this year. 29th, and people miss every once in a while and get some big yard gains.
Kittner to the air. Down the far side. It is complete and out of bounds. No, ruled incomplete. Sean Dawkins didn't come down inbounds with the football. But nicely thrown pass by John Kittner.
You know, it's just because if you do, they will find all the open holes in your defense, and they'll complete passes and score points on them.
Kittner over the middle, complete inside the 25 to Sean Dawkins, and that'll be a first down.
And in saying all that, Greg,
Buffalo came into this game allowing an AFC high 6 yards on first down. Sean Price making the stop on Ricky Waters there. Going back to the ground game for the Seattle Seahawks, Ricky Waters missed 2 days of practice this week due to a personal family matter. And we're kind of surprised to see him starting today, but Mike Holmgren says, no, if he's all right, he'll start.
Well, you know what it is? It's good for him. This might be a great remedy for him. I'm sorry for the people out there. We can't. It's just a family, personal problem. When he's ready to talk about it, he will. But this might be a good thing for him. Get out there, play the football game, forget about his problems, and I'm sure he's motivated, and I expect him to play as good as he possibly can today.
2nd and 10. Kitna throws back to the far side and incomplete. That was Waters out there on the far side of the field.
You can just throw incomplete passes, so good job protecting against the play action that time.
3rd and 10. Pump fake over the middle, incomplete as his receiver was tripped up. Sean Dawkins was the man who fell to his feet, and they're going to say this was incidental contact.
That's right. What it is incidental tripping. That is not pass interference.
Todd Peterson from 40 yards out has made 8 of his last 9 field goal attempts. This one is straight enough and long enough. So one drive results in a touchdown, another drive and a field goal, and with 5:47 to play here in the first quarter, the Seahawks with a 10-point lead, and the Seattle Seahawks. Kevin Williams has it, drops it, picks it up at his 6-yard line, and is going to be buried, pushed out of bounds at about the 15. So Doug Flutie is going to start from his own 15-yard line when we come back to Seattle after this.
ころ見せようかなと思ったんですかね。
彼はリターナーでもね、大変優秀な選手なんですけど。
ちょっと焦りましたかね。
そうですね。
しかしここはフルーティーなんとかしのいで。
Back in Seattle, the Buffalo Bills trying to find some semblance of a rhythm. They start from their own 15-yard line. And Flutie going to throw. Sam Gash out of the backfield, dropped it. It'll be 2nd and 10. There is one of the truly great blockers in the National Football League.
You hate to say the word great when you talk about players because there's so few of them in the league that truly are great. But Sam Gash, at what he does, which is a lead blocker for the halfback, he is a great blocker. And he just doesn't block them. He puts a hurt on them.
Gash out on 2nd and 10. And Flutie is buried, and a penalty marker now flies. Sam Adams, who has made his presence known here today. You almost think he jumped the gun on the snap.
We'd almost like to hope he did, because otherwise he's
really
illegal.
There's no infraction on the play. Defensive lineman went with the snap. 2nd down.
See?
I get 3rd down.
The officials didn't believe it at first. They had to confer and say, no, he was legal. Sam Adams, number 98. Listen, that's reacting quick to the snap, but that's guessing with it too. So Doug Flutie, if the crowd is not too loud, he needs to go up there and change the snap count up a couple times and make that defensive line for Seattle sit down and wait for the snap of the ball.
And now officials come in and say, hold off. There's a timeout on the field, and it's being charged to the Buffalo Bills. So with 5:22 to play in the first, we'll take a timeout.
10対0なんですけども、ビルズの方が今はタイムアウト。
そうですね。
なんとなくあれはやりにくかったんですかね。
そうですね。それも。
This is about as upset as I've ever seen Wade Phillips, and why he is upset. There was a penalty flag thrown on the previous play, and they wanted to wait to see if it was against them or Seattle and what the situation was. The officials picked the flag up. The play clock was running. Buffalo did not have enough time to get the play in, call it, and get the line of scrimmage and execute. And Wade Phillips, you should be upset.
Tom White is our referee today. And now the Bills are looking at 3rd and 15. They need the 25-yard line for a first down, and here comes the crowd. drop. Pass is incomplete. And it's intended for Andre Reed.
I tell you what, you think crowd noise is not a big factor in football games. It's 3rd and 15. Doug Flutie doesn't like the silent snap. He's underneath the center instead of the shotgun. When he's in the shotgun, the chances of him making a big play are much greater than they are when he's underneath that center.
Chris Moore has come on to kick it out of the end zone. And back deep, our number 28, Kerry Joseph, number 31, Charlie Rogers. Rogers with a 94-yard punt return to his credit this season. This is Rogers, and Rogers is brought down at about the 36-yard line. Monday on CBS, what could possibly drive someone to run out on the field during a World Series game? Watch Kevin James on an all-new The King of Queens and find out. Monday on CBS, America's most watched network.
Well, Seattle has come out here today so far on both sides of the ball, much more aggressive than the Buffalo Bills. That's the reason why they're leading 10-0. Good field position now.
Kittner with good field position again. Gonna throw. Has time. Over the middle, complete. Christian Fauria.
And when I say they've been more aggressive, I don't mean just physically. I mean the play calling of offense and defense. This time again, Buffalo playing a little safe. Look at the tight end going up the middle. We heard Bruce Smith say, we're terrible against the play-action pass. I believe him. In the National Football League, very seldom do you see tight ends or wide receivers that wide open down the field.
Waters close to the 15-yard line, a pickup of about 2 on the play.
Well, I was coming into this game today, and Greg, what did we talk about? As we were trying to figure out ways how Seattle could compete against this Buffalo team. Can they generate enough offense to stay in the game? Can they stop Doug Flutie and the wide receivers? All those things, and well, it just goes to prove you the league you just can't predict, and we don't know what we're talking about. One more time.
The numbers tell the story of this game so far. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in the first quarter, 3 wide receivers for Kittner. On the run now, penalty markers are down. Kittner continues to scramble, and he goes down at about the 27-yard line. Sam Rogers finally tracked him down.
Now that's what the Buffalo Bills defense, in my opinion, should be doing and what I expected. Blitz John Kittner, pressure the wide receivers, make them make a play physically to beat you. Don't let the concept of Mike Holmgren's offense beat your defense.
It's against Buffalo.
Illegal contact. Number 27 defense. It's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Costly penalty against Ken Irvin.
The quarterback leaving the pocket. First down.
Well, I'll tell you this, it's loud in this dome, but Ted Cottrell, the defensive coordinator, if he gets upset enough, he'll start yelling, and even with all this noise, those defensive players, they will hear him out there.
And again, Wade Phillips. That is about as emotional as you will ever see Wade Phillips.
The one thing I've noticed this year about Wade Phillips, I think he is a little more emotional and active on the sideline.
Waters to about the 6.
Well, that was Ricky Waters with an attitude that time. And it looks like he's got it today, just running up in there, and he's looking for some trouble. Come on up and try to hit me and take me down.
Seattle Seahawks have yet to register a rushing touchdown this season. Kittner throws. Waters inside the 5 to the 4. Call it a 1-yard pickup, and Henry Jones comes up to make the tackle.
Now, Greg, this play, Mike Holmgren has been running this play for about 15 years in the National Football League. Usually there's a back here, but he's going to fake it to the wide receiver coming around, and the halfback is going to come underneath to try to catch the pass. Watch what happens. Usually they do it with a running back, wide receiver fake it. Here comes the back underneath, throw it. But the problem is everybody in the league runs it now because it was so good. And now you know how to defend it.
3rd and goal. 4 wide receivers. Kitna on the draw. Brought down at the 3. And Ted Washington made the stop.
Well, who made the play was number 91, Sean Price. He got back there so quick and disrupted John Kitna. That made the quarterback take off and react a little quicker than he wanted. In other words, he couldn't sell the play enough to make those defenders spread out enough because John Kitna just not quick enough a foot to get into the end zone.
So on comes Todd Peterson again. He has been good from 40 yards out. This one from 21. And it's good. A minute 39 to play here in the first quarter. And boy, have the Seahawks taken control. They lead by 13.
しかし13対0というのは大きな差でありますが、2本取れば逆転可能。
そうですね。
だからビルズもまだまだこれね。
As you see quarterback John Kitna on the sideline, we'll remind you, New England's prize pupil linebacker Andy Katzenmoyer, already off to a great start. See his story on www.nfl.com. Number 82, Kevin Williams, awaits the kick. This one low and bouncing and picked up by Camille Loud. And Loud stumbles forward across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. And Doug Flutie, every time we talked to a Seattle Seahawk on Friday, their main concern was trying to keep Doug Flutie in check and trying not to let him run wild out back there in the backfield.
Well, you know, the Seahawks, they have played a few scrambling quarterbacks this year. They got a chance to play Cordell Stewart. And I remember talking to Michael Sinclair, and when I said to him, I said, yeah, but he's not Doug Flutie. And Michael Sinclair said the exact same thing. This guy is quicker than you anticipate when you watch him on film, quicker and faster.
Bills start off with 5 wide receivers on first down, including from the shotgun. Throws to this side, complete Andre Reed. Reed out of bounds at about the 44, 45-yard line.
Well, this is a good call by Joe Penner, the offensive coordinator. Look, you stunk it up for the first couple series. You need to change the rhythm. You go in there with 5 wides. You catch Seattle off guard. Now you get the easy completion. You get a first down, and you can start calling your offense and getting rhythm.
And now Antoine Smith and Sam Gash return to the backfield. Sheldon Jackson in tight end. First down, Buffalo, their own 45. On the blitz. Blitz is picked up. Flutie throws this side. Incomplete. Knocked down by number 27, Willie Williams. The pass intended for Reed again.
Wow, that was really well played by Willie Williams. Andre Reed, he still has the quickness, but he doesn't have that deep threat speed. So Willie Williams sits on it, no help. And nice job of reacting and seeing the quarterback and the receiver at the same time.
Willie Williams in his 7th season out of Western Carolina. Played 4 years with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is his 3rd season here in Seattle. Jonathan Linton in on 2nd and 10. And penalty marker flies. And John Fina, number 70, the left tackle, moved.
False start. Number 70 offense moving prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
You know, Greg, I was talking to Joe Penner, the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, and we were kind of talking about how do you plan against the defense. He goes, look, I know what we're going to get. They're going to try to stop our run. They're going to do this. They're going to press the receivers. And then they'll put a guy on the other side that's going to try to shadow Doug Flutie and keep him from running around. Every team does the same thing against the Buffalo Bills.
Quick pass inside is incomplete, intended for the rookie Peerless Price, and Willie Williams was there again.
And this is what you want to do to a young receiver. Doesn't have quite that experience yet to know how to get away from defensive backs, and Willie Williams, well, he's just going, I'm glad he's a rookie. Take advantage of him while you can.
Now Flutie and the Bills look at a 3rd and 15. Flutie will drop back to the shotgun. Over the middle. Incomplete, intercepted. Jay Bellamy. Bellamy down at about the 31-yard line and the first turnover.
Nice play by Doug Flutie. Good route run by Peerless Price. Good throw right off the chest.
Back to work on offense. Short drop over the middle. Complete. Derek May. 9 yards and a first down.
The Seattle Seahawks. This doesn't look like the offense that I was watching getting ready to see this game this week. Before, very conservative, trying not to take chances, make no mistakes. Today, going out, attacking, giving Buffalo a lot of different looks, and actually keeping Buffalo from attacking them.
We were talking with Mike Holmgren. We asked him about his offensive philosophy, his system, and he said, in a nutshell, ball control passing game where the tight end is very important. And straight ahead, that's not going to get much yardage at all. Ricky Waters ran into Marcellus Wiley. And the clock winding down on the first quarter. Wade Phillips, the best he can say about the first quarter is that it's over.
Thank you.
All right, Armin. Yes, Mike Holmgren told us that he really wasn't sure about Jon Kitna. Didn't know much about him when he got here, but feels he's making good decisions for the most part. Sometimes too careful, but not today. Waters and not much there.
No, not a very good spot either. Looks like he's going to be a little short. But Greg, you talk about Jon Kitna. You're really getting your first chance to start. You should be careful, because the fastest way out of the lineup for a young NFL quarterback, go out there and make a few mistakes and really hurt your football team, and they'll find a way to pull you out of that lineup. So once he gets more comfortable, once he keeps with one mistake could end the game for him.
Jeff Beagles will kick to Kevin Williams. We were watching Jeff Beagles warm up before the game. He was just booming them all over the kingdom.
He's got to be tired. He kicked about 100 of them. He got here for 2 hours warming up.
And every one was long distance. This one will float out of bounds at about the 25. We jinxed him, didn't we?
You jinxed him. I didn't jinx him.
Don't hold it against me, Jim.
Raymond, but he's always in trouble. Yeah. He's like every husband in America. No matter what you do, you're going to be wrong.
Have a nice trip home tonight.
Okay.
Running the ball on first down, Antoine Smith, and maybe a yard.
Greg, you know, you look at this game so far, Seattle has dominated so much. Look at the last time they were down and they held Seattle to a field goal. They stopped them on 3rd and inches. This game, we just said it could be over with already. So Buffalo just trying to hang in there until somebody can just make a play to get them going. And that's what has to happen sometimes. The coaches can't always do it. Sometimes a player has just got to step up, make a play, and get everybody excited.
5 wide receivers as Flutie barks out the signals and the noise. Over the middle, incomplete. Fine play over the middle by number 25, Brian Walker.
This time last year, if you'd have got in 5 wide receivers, that'd almost be a gimme, because nobody was used to seeing it. But now, coaches and teams work on it so much. Brian Walker and defensive backs, there's so many good ones. Look at that. Not only is he getting there to knock it down, he's almost in position to intercept the pass.
Flutie just 2 out of 8. 8 passing plays, and he has not left the pocket yet today. This play won't count. Penalty marker down.
Might be delay a game.
Here's Tom White.
False start. Number 61 offense. Doing prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's the right guard, Dusty Ziegler, and Wade's kind of waiting for something to go right today.
Well, the Buffalo Bills, a little different than a lot of teams. They don't do that noise thing during practice. Wade Phillips, we said, why don't you? And he goes, it just gives everybody a headache. It's annoying. And you know what? Most teams have played it enough. You know what to expect. Doug Flutie tries to go. Watch him. He'll try to scream and keep away from the silent snap count. Yeah, he's screaming out the signals.
Now he scrambles left and going to run. 35. First down yardage and out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Well, everybody's going to say, well, you got to make the tackle. Now, listen, sometimes when you're trying to stop somebody, Chris Canty, number 26, Doug Flutie, can you keep him in the pocket? You let him step up. Cortez can't get there. Now, Chris Canty's going to try to come up and make the tackle, gives him a nice wiggle. Not only that, breaks the tackle. Big first down for the Buffalo Bills.
Bills now out to their 41-yard line. Antoine Smith for a couple. And doing one of the best things you can do is following Sam Gash. We started to talk about him earlier. And Sam Gash, coming into this game, had 10 receptions for 69 yards and a touchdown, but he hasn't carried the ball yet. And what did Wade Phillips tell us Friday? He said, well, if you give it to him, it makes him mad.
Yeah, because there's nobody lead blocking like me. So he gets Sam Gash. I think the best line I heard from him last year, he says, playing fullback is like playing linebacker in the National Football League, except I get a 5-yard running start at you. And he means it.
Jonathan Linton has replaced Gash as the lone back in the backfield now. On second down. Pass out here is complete. This is Bobby Collins, the tight end, and he's deep into Seattle territory. 21-yard pickup before Chris Canty dragged him down.
So many times, what all can you say about Doug Flutie? Look, he's done it all, and you can look at that throw. They call that going Laredo, Greg. He went Laredo. But Doug Flutie, because of his size, and you see even tall quarterbacks, they have to do it. He knows to get this pass completed, to get a better angle to the tight end, he's got to drop down, throw it sidearm, and put it right on target, and he does it.
Now the Bills with a little momentum. 5 wide receivers as you watch from behind Flutie, and you see what he sees.
He sees a bunch of big rear ends.
On the blitz, he gets rid of it. It's complete. And this is Reed on the far side for a pickup of about 5.
You know, it's funny. We were here at the game early when Doug Flutie was out. You know, he gets out about 3 hours before the game and, you know, warms up for about 2 hours just having fun, catching passes. But they had one of those little pee-wee football games going on, like 10, 11-year-olds. And I'm not saying this in a bad term, but some of those kids were as tall as Doug Flutie. And he was running around giving them 5, and it was kind of funny just to watch the whole scene.
2nd and 5. Linton straight ahead and not much there. No gain on that play. Cortez Kennedy was in the way.
Now, see, I just don't think you can make a living running the football at Cortez Kennedy and Sam Adams. Forget the size if you can dominate them inside.
3rd and 5. Flutie over the middle. It is intercepted. Terry Joseph to the 35, the 40, midfield. Cuts it back and is knocked down inside the 35-yard line. And there's a penalty marker down back upfield.
Good pass protection for Doug Flutie.
Holding number 70 during the return. Be a 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's on Michael Sinclair. So Kitna and the Seahawks with the ball coming up on 10 minutes to play in the first half, and Kitna to throw. This side, incomplete. His intended receiver, Sean Dawkins, number 81.
Now, when I've watched Seattle's defense play Buffalo, what I see is not a lot of respect for the wide receivers. They say, hey, this is a good matchup for us. Let's attack them, and they've done a good job so far. Now, I think on the other side, Buffalo, you just got to make your mind up. You're going to gamble a little, play these guys tough, and try to make some big plays on defense to get your team going, because it is good matchups. There's not a lot of speed on the Seattle Seahawks side of wide receiver.
Getting up over the middle, complete for a couple to Reggie Brown out of the backfield.
Because I know you've heard me say, Greg, and talking to Mike Holmgren, even Bill Walsh over the years, their system is designed to pick apart defenses that don't play that aggressive man-to-man. They'll have a guy run by you, and then as you turn to chase him, there'll be another guy coming the other way, and they'll get your head spinning, and they'll just complete short passes and run with them. So the way you counter that, get up in their face, and don't let them do those type of plays.
So far, Mike Holmgren's offense looking pretty sharp here today. Kittner, straight drop, over the middle, complete, midfield, 48-yard line, Derek Mays.
That is just a good throw and catch by the quarterback and receiver, Antoine Winfield. Look at this. He is all over him. But John Kittner, I'm sure he did it on purpose. Watch this. Throws it to the back shoulder, make the receiver kind of turn and go away from the defender. It enables him to make the catch.
Great job by Derek Mays holding on to the ball, maintaining control as he went to the turf. Mays, 4 catches for 55 yards and a touchdown now. Penalty marker flies as Waters gains a couple.
I got to tell you this, Mike Holmgren on that big play sheet he covers on the sidelines, offside. He says, I always have a little space in that play sheet. At San Francisco, I had a place for Jerry Rice. In Green Bay, it was Sterling Sharp.
Offsides. Number 89 defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
I think Tom White means number 99, Gabe Northern.
In Green Bay, he had Sterling Sharp, Antonio Freeman, Robert Brooks. They had a group of special plays for them. So he gets all his receivers together out here in Seattle. He says, which one of you is going to make me get that little special box for you, where I will call plays that give you a chance to make big plays and catch the football.
This is Ricky Waters. Picked up maybe a yard on the play, and Sam Cowart came up to make the tackle.
Because the one thing I know, and I even said to Mike Holmgren on Friday when we were talking to him, you know, you have made a lot of stars out of quarterbacks and wide receivers in this National Football League, and we hear John Kittner talking about it, the system, believe in it, trust it, and you know, it drives me crazy to hear it all the time, but
well, John Kittner bluntly said, I believe Mike Holmgren can get the most out of me as a quarterback, make me a better football player. 4 wide receivers. Great drop for Kittner over the middle. Mays is there. 5, touchdown.
what they are doing today, Derek Mays is in the slot instead of on the outside.
Good. 7:36 to play here in the first half. The Seattle Seahawks lead it. Derek Mays, 2 touchdown catches today. Look at the Kingdome on a nice day in Seattle, and Derek Mays thinks it's a pretty nice day so far. 5 catches for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Derek Mays is looking for that little box in that play sheet.
This is Kevin Williams from the 3. And hit head on and back at the 17-yard line by Robert Wilson. Do the Seattle Seahawks have momentum? You bet. And Derek Mays on the receiver. Flutie making changes at the line. Play clock down to 5. This is Linton. Finds running room across the 20 to about the 22-yard line to pick up a 5 on the play.
Well, now it's just going to come down to the players for the Buffalo Bills, because they've already tried a little bit of everything. Let's run the ball and be physical. That didn't get them going. Well, let's try to run a normal offense. That didn't work. Then they spread them out. That got them 1 first down. But, you know, there's no more surprises left. You just got to go out there and physically beat your man and get the drive going.
You saw Flutie's interception numbers. He's had 2 picked off today. Linton again, left side. Met as he crossed the 25-yard line. He'll be short of a first down. And we check in with Jim Nantz in New York. Jim.
All right, thank you, Greg. And
Parcells face, but
hey, sometimes a little adversity and conflict between the coach and quarterbacks does work. We saw it with Dan Marino and Jimmy Johnson. Doesn't work all the time, but hopefully it'll work for Rick Miles.
3rd and 1. Let's see if Antoine Smith follows Sam Gadd. He does. First down yardage.
Well, that's what you want to see in third and short situations. Just watch Antoine Smith as he runs up in there. Good blocking up front. And he just delivers the blow. And Anthony Simmons drives him back just to get the first down. That's always the big thing if you're an offensive player. Know the situation. You need a half a yard, run for that half a yard.
So first down to the 29. Great drop for Flutie. Throws and stretching out for the football is Kevin Williams.
Touchdown by Darren Smith.
Well, Doug Flutie, we talk about his height all the time. 5'9½". I don't know what it is exactly, but loves to drift to find that throwing lane so he can get an open shot for him and the receiver. That time he needed to do that because Darren Smith, number 59, read to play well, was in good position.
You see Flutie's numbers. He looks at a 2nd and 6. Linton across the 35 for a pickup of 3. You know, going back to Flutie, we've talked about this before, Phil. We've seen him when he performs. He throws the ball, and sometimes he'll have a little hop at the end of it. And we asked him on Friday, you know, if he always had that hop, and why do you do it? Is a little impetus to help the guy catch the pass? He said, well, I think partly it's so that I can see if it was complete or not.
Yeah, he talked about last week. He made a comment. Couldn't see down the field well. He didn't mean because players were in the way. He just wasn't diagnosing defenses as well as he usually does.
With 5 wide receivers. Rolls to his left, being chased, and Michael Sinclair had him and lost him. Down the sideline, dives for first down yardage, and he got there. Michael Sinclair was telling us about how he just wants to get to Doug Flutie.
He says, man, you know I got to stay up the field. Look at that. Stay behind the quarterback. Good job. Oh, then he gets too aggressive. Flutie does the spin out and shows you the strength getting away from Michael Sinclair. And what a good job. Know where the first down is and get out of bounds.
Michael Sinclair says, you know, he likes those quarterbacks that stay stationary a little better.
Yeah, well, we'll tell you what he said about one in particular here in a minute.
First down, Bills at the 40. On the blitz, he steps up, throws it over the middle, complete to Gash, midfield, and a first down.
Wow, good job, good job. What a pass rush by the Seattle Seahawks. They are just getting after it up front, whipping the offensive line of the Buffalo Bills. Little
from the shotgun on first down at midfield. To this side, it is incomplete and almost intercepted. Chris Canty had it in his hands and dropped it.
Well, what happens to a quarterback? Now, he's been under pressure, Doug Flutie, and that time you can almost see it as he drops back to football. When you do, you want to make every catch.
Flutie now under center on second down. Quick drop over the middle, incomplete and almost intercepted. That should have been a completion. Bobby Collins had it bounce off of his hands, and Kerry Joseph almost had the pick again.
You know, you got to get frustrated as a quarterback and a member of the team. You're losing 20-0. You're making plays, but you need help.
He needs the 40-yard line for a first down.
Nowhere to go.
Spins, eludes one tackler, but not another, and is sacked for a huge loss. Philip Daniels and Darren Smith corralled him after he got away from Sinclair.
And it's Michael Sinclair again causing the problems. Number 70. He is just getting off Kelly. He was tasty back there in the pocket. Good laugh by Michael Sinclair, but doing a good job so far today.
Charlie Rogers fair catches the ball at the 27-yard line. We'll take a timeout and come back with 2:12 to play in the first half.
Take some notes, Phil.
Hey, I did. You know, he had good hands, good arm.
The Pikes Place Fish Market here in Seattle, a place that probably smells not unlike your typical Mike Tyson fight.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, Greg, I don't disagree.
Yeah, I know. You can't disagree. Getting it. to Amon Green, and Green breaking across the 40 out to the 43-yard line. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. The Seahawks with the football, a 20-0 lead, 2 minutes to play here in the first half.
A lot of defenders and really taking advantage of that situation.
Amon Green still in the backfield. And Kittner going to give it to Green. Midfield, 45, and another first down. Amon Green had not carried the ball all season long, and he's ripped off 2 terrific runs.
And I got to tell you this, when you watch him run, he looks fast. This guy is a playmaker. You get the ball in his hands in the open field, he can run by you and he can make you miss.
Kittner throws it this side, and Green dropped it. Ball thrown behind him, and that's incomplete.
Now, you know, I don't think I ever did this in the National Football League, what John Kittner just did. He absolutely was looking down the field, and as he was looking down the field, just threw it out over his left shoulder to Amon Green. Of course, it was off target. Let's watch him. He's looking down the field. Watch John Kittner. Going to throw it. And, oh, okay, let me just sling it out there. And then he goes out and talks to Amon Green. You're in the wrong spot. He learned that from Dan Marino.
Because a quarterback is never wrong.
Right.
And the first one go home.
A minute 31. Kittner over the middle, incomplete. Christian Foria, the tight end. You know, this passing game of the Seattle Seahawks has looked terrific when you consider that Mike Pritchard, wide receiver, is out today, and Joey Galloway, of course, has been completely off the map for the entire season.
Well, the one thing I noticed watching, getting ready for the game, is that the system allows them to catch passes, and John Kittner is completing some passes at a pretty good percentage, but nobody is catching them and going anywhere after they catch them. Today, the big difference is Derek Mays, all of them, they're catching it and running and getting yards after the catch.
Deep drop by Kittner, steps up, throws over the middle, has his man complete to Sean Dawkins inside the 25. Mike Holmgren wants a timeout as Dawkins is stretched out at the 25-yard line. 19-yard pickup on the play, and the clock has stopped with a minute 14 to play in the first half.
81番の、ショーン・ドーキンス、
はい、ちょっと傷んだみたいですね今ね。
取った瞬間のあれ怖いでしょうね。
Well, you talk about going across and made these catches, and watch Manny Martin comes in, delivers the ball. The good thing is John Kittner saw the safety, threw the football low, and it let Sean Dawkins go down and at least try to protect himself as he went across the middle. But
well, at least they're all smiles on the Seattle sideline as Dawkins goes over.
The thing I've noticed about Sean Dawkins, I even said I've seen him over the years, he looks trimmer, looks like he's more in shape, and he's actually also looks like he's running a lot better than I've seen him in the past.
Number 19, Fabian Bowens, has replaced Dawkins on the field. Kittner going deep. Amon Green is there and incomplete. Well, I don't think there's any question as to Amon Green's speed, is there?
Wow, and look at the throw. It's a good, what happens is Amon Green just can't quite pick the ball up quick enough to make the catch. Sam Coward right there, and John Kittner, he knows, oh man, first you want the touchdown, put the game completely over.
69 seconds to play. Second and 10. On the ground. Green, this side, trying to follow blockers, but he's slapped down at about the 24-yard line. Bruce Smith coming down the line to put the lock on him.
And Seattle doing the right thing here. Just take your time. Let the play clock run down, or let the game clock run down, and make Buffalo decide if they want to stop it and get another offensive series after this is over, or
each team has 2 timeouts remaining.
And Wade Phillips, he doesn't want to stop that clock. He wants to get inside at halftime
and regroup. 3rd and 10. Kittner gets it away, incomplete, and it'll be 4th down.
You know, as I watch this first half, the thing that jumps out at me And I thought the Buffalo Bills, and no, they're a very good football team. But what I always thought of them as is a very physical team who has a chance to dominate you. Now, last week, they get it handed to them by the Oakland Raiders. And then you think, well, they'll rebound. You come here and see this again, and that would be a very big concern of mine if I was a coach for the Buffalo Bills. 2 weeks in a row, physically getting dominated.
Todd Peterson from 42 yards out. It's good. It's good. 17 seconds to play here in the first half. And the Seahawks stretch their lead now to 23.
No, it's not it. We're kicking the heck out of them. And let's do it again in the second half. So.
Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills have not been shut out since week 1 of last year against the San Diego Chargers.
Well, what I've seen today from the Seattle Seahawks is on both sides of the ball, but mainly the defense. When you look at their defense, the defensive line, you got Sean Springs, you got a first-round draft pick, Anthony Simmons, in the middle of linebacker. They've got the potential to be a really dominant defensive football team. And that's what's going to make this team a playoff team and a chance to really be a big factor.
I want to point out they haven't been shut out in the first half of the game since week 1 of last year.
That's what you said, wasn't it?
I might have just said first half. Little squib kick picked up at the 30-yard line by Camille Loud. And the whistle blows with 13 seconds to play here in the first half.
This always intrigues me, these type of situations. 13 seconds, you got 2 timeouts. You're down, you're down 23-0. What do? I think you go out here, you got to take a chance. You got to at least get the football in the end zone, do something to give your team an opportunity to score some points. You know, a lot of coaches in a lot of situations don't want to take that chance, but when you're down 23-0, a lot of those game plans go out the window.
Flutie with 4 wide receivers. Throws it this side, complete, and down at the 32-yard line to Kevin Williams. And they call a timeout. Doug Flutie being told to calm down by Tom White. Timeout, timeout.
What? I tell you, Greg, what a throw. And what a catch. Flutie anticipates this. This ball is gone, and the receiver has just now turned. And Kevin Williams, he had to turn around and go, oh, my gosh, the ball is here already.
Here's the football.
Yeah. Chris Canty on the outside. Nice. Oh, what a job of selling the route. Chris Canty finally goes, he's got to be going in the middle because Kevin Williams took about 3 steps towards the middle of the field.
And now we're going to get a 50-yard field goal attempt by Steve Christie. He's missed 3 of 4 from over 40. His long this year is 52.
This dome's a lot easier to kick in than Buffalo, up in Buffalo, wouldn't you think?
Probably a lot less wind. 5 seconds to play. It is straight. And it's good. So the Bills avert being shut out here in the first half and get on the scoreboard as time expires. 23-3. Let's go to Armin.
Well, Armin, what I tried to do is open it up a little bit for him, and like I said earlier, at some point we got to throw him out of the nest and see.
They will get the football to start things off here in the second half. Kevin Williams, the deep man, and while we wait for the kickoff, let's show you some statistics from the first half. Boy, look at the difference in the passing yardage. 190 yards throwing the ball for Seattle to just 61 for the Buffalo Bills. If you had told the Seahawks, well, you can hold Doug Flutie to 61 yards throwing in the first half, they'd go great.
Well, they'd say you're lying. And the other thing is, last week they couldn't make a play over 10 yards, and this week the Seattle offense just making one big play after another.
John Kitna, 13 of 21 for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns, and both of them to Derek Mays in the first half. Flutie with 2 interceptions. Kevin Williams is deep, and this is Williams from the 4. And out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Jay Bellamy, Brian Walker forcing him out, and now Flutie, who had some good things going in the first half.
Well, Doug Flutie, you look at his statistics in the first half, you go, wow, what a bad half by Doug Flutie, but only really threw one pass that I thought was bad. That was the second interception. Otherwise, he put the ball on target. The receivers had a couple big drops. One led to an interception.
He will start from the 21-yard line. Antoine Smith, Sam Gash in the backfield behind him. Play action. The pass is to Gash out of the backfield and out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. Chad Brown forced him out, and here are the first half possessions. 2 turnovers just killed them. You know, we'd be remiss. We've talked about it all weekend, Phil. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention that Doug Flutie is operating behind a couple of linemen that are just huge.
Oh, my gosh.
Jamie Nails and Robert Hicks.
Well, we told Michael Sinclair about the size, and he goes, boy, it's something else. He says, but you know what? I bring a few little special talents myself. So I go, no, you're right. He's got things they can't deal with. That's speed and quickness. But I think, Greg, your point is well taken. You got a big offensive line like Buffalo, and then you put some running backs in there behind it like Sam Gash, Antoine Smith, and Jonathan Linton. You expect to be able to come into games and get a little bit of overpowering the defense every now and then. In other words, running on first down and give yourself some 2nd and 6 situations so you can operate your offense.
You see Jamie Nails there. He is listed at 6'6", 354.
And, you know, and they're lying. You know, it's probably a lot more than that. That's probably what he weighed his rookie year.
4 wide receivers on 3rd and 4. Over the middle, wide open, complete to Kevin Williams. Williams for a first down.
That's what you like to see an offense do. Joe Pendry, the first half, they couldn't get any rhythm going. What you do, you change it up. Watch all of a sudden, here comes 82, Kevin Williams, across the formation, and it confuses the defense. Who has him when he goes right across? Watch. Chris Canty says, somebody pick him up. Maybe that linebacker, but Chad Brown can't because a wide receiver's already gone down the middle and taken him out of the middle.
And now they go to 5 wide receivers on first down from their own 42. Straight drop for Flutie. Throws it down the seam, incomplete. Intended for Peerless Price.
I know what happened. See, Buffalo ran that last play. It's something we had kind of seen from the Seahawks. And if it worked for them, because what did Joe Pendry tell us? He says, look, if I see another team do something, I'll steal it. You know, this is the way this league is. My offense, I take plays at work and from other people, and I put them into ours if I think our guys can execute them. Of course, I'm just kidding. But that's kind of how it works in the National Football League. If somebody else does it, you should try it too.
2nd and 10. Flutie on the draw. And gets a couple before he goes down at the 45. You know, and Doug Flutie at 178 pounds is brought down by Sam Adams and Cortez Kennedy, who combined are over 600 pounds.
Well, how about Doug Flutie? I asked him that, what do you weigh? Because I think one of the biggest reasons for his success now at age 37 is the fact that he hasn't changed. His body hasn't changed since the days he was at Boston College. He said, I graduated, I weighed 176, and now I weigh 178.
He's looking at a 3rd and 7. Time in the pocket, throws far side, Andre Reed, and he's going to be driven out of bounds at midfield, short of first down yardage. Willie Williams and Brian Walker were there, and the Bills will have to kick it away.
That is really impressive by the Seattle defense. Just like offense, when you say you got to run it in there in certain situations, whatever it is, 3rd and 7, they let you catch it at 4 yards. Then everybody goes, gets their arms around the receiver, stop him from running for that extra yard for the first down.
Charlie Rogers is deep. Told you earlier he has a 94-yard punt return against the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. This one calls for the fair catch at about the 16-yard line. That stops the clock with 11:35 to play here in the 3rd quarter. It'll be Seattle ball when we come back.
薄毛髪の悩みのリーブ21言いたいことはいろいろあるけど全ては言えないまずは電話悩み無料自分の鍵はリーブ21あなたの鍵はリーブ21髪悩んでないでリーブ21に任せなよ It's alright リーブ21
全日本キックの精鋭5人が世界の強豪と激突。先鋒はカリスマキックボクサー立島敦が登場。ジャマイカンキックボクサーと対戦。次鋒は新田明臣が韓国キック界の猛虎キム・フンを迎え撃つ。中堅は全日本ライト級王者金沢久幸がフランスからの資格と空中戦バトル。副将は世界チャンピオン土屋丈が世界のタイトル嵐と真っ向勝負。そして大将シルバーウルフマサトがノンタイトルながら世界王者に挑む。その他スペシャルマッチも見逃せない。全日本キックライブスペシャルはご覧のチャンネルで完全独占生中継。今年最後のキックウェーブがやってくる。
Referee Tom White has just brought the Seattle Seahawks out of the huddle. The Seahawks looking at their worst field position of the day. They start from their own 17-yard line. Ricky Waters breaks it to the outside, 25, 30, brought down at about the 35-yard line by Kurt Schultz. Ricky looks pumped.
Well, he should be pumped. The Buffalo Bills finally back up the Seattle offense. Now the Bills defense has a chance to make a stand, and look what you do on first down. You missed the tackle, then Ricky Waters, he's pumped because he's had a hard time finding a big enough lane to really give himself a chance to run up in there and make the yards this year.
Waters again bumps into a blocker and picks up maybe 2 on the play. Gabe Northern there for the tackle.
Now, see, I think maybe the Seattle Seahawks offense, maybe they were playing possum the first 5 games of the year. Is that what they were doing? You know, they couldn't run it. They weren't throwing it for big plays. And today, I mean, either that or Mike Holmgren's one heck of a coach.
I've lived in big cities all my life. The only place I've ever seen a possum is in a zoo.
Oh, come on.
What, do you think they just walk down the streets in Chicago or something?
In Kentucky, they do. They eat them.
They hunt them, so I've heard.
They hunt them and eat them. Let's ask Jethro.
2nd and 8. Wide open. Sean Dawkins across midfield to the 48-yard line of the Bills. Henry Jones pushed him out.
Well, it's everything is working. Different plays, different formations. Sean Dawkins, he comes across. Look, nobody's got him. There's nobody there. And they cannot get pressure on the quarterback, the Buffalo Bills, because John Kitna is going back and throwing the ball in rhythm every single time.
Bruce Smith limping off the field.
And I've been watching Bruce Smith today. A couple of times he has come free around the corner, thinks he's going to get to the quarterback. Reggie Brown, the fullback, is sitting there waiting, putting his shoulder to his chest.
He's replaced by Marcellus Wiley. First down. Kitna, ball batted into the air. Hey, jump ball. And it falls incomplete. Gabe Northern is the one who batted it into the air. Now, the Bills say they're coming up with it. And we want to tell you that at this moment, there is no instant replay. The NFL has informed us that the replay system is not working at this time.
Pass is incomplete. It hit the ground. 2nd down.
And that's a play that will not be reviewed.
Ted Washington was trying to get up and act like he had the interception. Let's take a look. Gabe Northern, good job. Don't chase the quarterback. Get up in his face, jump up, knock the ball in the air. And look at everybody going for the football. Boom, there it bounces on the ground.
Now, we were talking about big guys on the Buffalo offense. Now you have Ted Washington vying for the ball coming down. Bruce Smith is back into the lineup, by the way. On 2nd and 10, whistle blows. That play won't count.
You know, Greg, you were talking about Ted Washington. When I see him, I got to laugh because we've talked to him so many times over the years.
False start. Number 86, offense, moving prior to the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And, of course, when you talk to him, it's always about his weight, and he gives you that look. He doesn't want to talk about it. And last year he told us a quote. He said it just summed it up very well. He says, I'm like a woman. They won't tell their age, so I won't tell you my weight. I'm a lot. And he says, and if a lot is a number, then write it down, because that's what I am. I'm just a lot. And he is one big man. Look at that. When you see him stand next to Bruce Smith looks like he's in grade school.
2nd and 15. Quick slant in to Sean Dawkins is just led too much, and it's incomplete. There's Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith with 166 career sacks. He has never sacked John Kitna.
Well, I'll give you a reason why he's having a hard time today. Look at that. That time it's Ricky Waters, and they've been doing it with Reggie Brown, the fullback, Ricky Waters, and somebody on the other side of Bruce Smith has to be a factor for them to start singling him.
He's never gotten John Kitna, but he got you once.
I think, did he get me once?
I believe so.
I was scared. I got rid of it quick when I was playing against him.
Kitna, straight up the middle. Hit from behind and brought down at the 47-yard line. Marcellus Wiley, who is a terrific athlete at 6'4", 275 in his 3rd year out of Columbia.
Hey, this is the guy, Marcellus Wiley. He's the one that's got to step up and be special on the other side away from Bruce Smith, because that will enable Bruce Smith to have singles, get to the quarterback, and that will just open up other avenues for the other pass rushers to get there and make plays for the defense.
So on 4th down, here's Jeff Fiegel. Barely got it away. High punt. Comes down to the 16-yard line, and Kevin Williams makes the fair catch there. 9:02 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Seattle with a 20-point lead.
シリーズちょっと持っていかないと、状況としては非常に苦しくなっていきますからね。
そろそろ時間もありますから、この辺りからちょっと1本返さないとビルズちょっとして難しくなる。
First down from their own 16-yard line for the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, I get it. I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
And they'll start it off on the ground. Jonathan Linton for a couple on the left side. Finally brought down to the 20-yard line. A pickup of 4, and we check in with Armin Katayan. Armin.
Thanks, Greg. You know, you've been talking about Michael Sinclair, their all-pro defensive end for Seattle. In May, he was diagnosed with as a diabetic. So what he does before the game, he showed me today, he has to take one of these little glucose pills to keep his sugar level up. Also, at halftime, he might be the only player in the league that has lunch. He goes in and has a half a turkey sandwich, a banana, and he said it wards off the shakes. Back to you.
All right, Armin, thanks. Michael Sinclair has played himself a whale of a game so far today. 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground and up the middle. Close to a first down is Linton again.
Well, Michael Sinclair, you talk about him. It's really a great story. Lost about 10 pounds. He says, what's good about that? He goes, I take better care of myself because I'm quicker and faster on the field this year than I've ever been. And he's, Greg, we always talk about it, and I say it every week. He's a difference maker. You know, when you're playing against this Seattle defense, you better decide what are you going to do for Michael Sinclair, because we've seen today he gets in that backfield a lot in passing situations.
On first down. Flutie, this side, incomplete. Andre Reed was the closest. We check in once again with Jim Nance in New York. Jim.
All right, Greg and Phil, an update on the Jets and Rick Meyer, who ran for a touchdown in the first half. Here he hooks up with tight end Eric Green, who had been a bust up to this point. His first touchdown as a Jet, and the Jets are up 17-3 mid-third. Let's go back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you.
That's going about the way we thought, right? You thought the Jets would go out there and play really well and win the game?
I can't say that.
Okay, what a league. That's what that's really is That's what it's exciting about this year. You just don't know week in and week out.
You can't trust anyone. 2nd and 10. Flutie steps up, throws the short one over the middle, and that's complete just across the 30-yard line. Camille Loud was the receiver.
Let's watch Michael Sinclair. He's looking inside, trying to watch that football. He says, the one good thing about playing at home, if the crowd gets really loud, I look across the line of scrimmage and look at the eyes of the offensive lineman. And if that lineman is trying to look at that ball and not, that means he can't hear, and he goes, boy, I got a great advantage when those situations arise.
Flutie needs the 36-yard line for a first down. Pass time over the middle, and wide open is the receiver, Camille Loud, to midfield and into Seattle territory for the first down.
Well, that's a couple times so far this half we have seen a wide receiver from the outside come short across the middle. And what is happening, look at the inside. There's nobody there. It's a blitz. The defensive backs are not following the wide receiver short across the middle. They're expecting a linebacker to be in there to pick them up. Nobody there again.
First down at the Seattle 49. This is Antoine Smith. And no gain there. Darren Smith stood him up at the line.
Antoine Smith with a carry. And by Darren Smith.
That just looks like, that looks just too hard to think you're going to run the ball up over the center or the right guard or left guard. It's just, it is too much talent. You know, you devise a game plan. Your job as a coach is to attack the weaknesses of the defense, and inside is not the weakness of the Seahawk defense.
2nd and 10, and the Bills go back to a 5-wide receiver setup. Flutie, this side, Andre Reed, and Reed down to the 42. Sean Springs is there for about an 8-yard pickup.
When you go 5 wide receivers like the Buffalo Bills are doing, what that does, it spreads the defense out, of course. It gets Doug Flutie in a shotgun, and now that gives him a better chance to see down the field, and it gives him a much greater chance of moving around and making plays.
You see Flutie's numbers. 2 costly interceptions in the first half. 5 minutes to play. 3rd and 3. You see what the Bills have done on 3rd down. Flutie coming this way and has to throw it away. Michael Sinclair chasing it. What Michael Sinclair said to us is that, you know, he doesn't step up. He rolls.
He likes to roll right or left. 4th and 3. Now you're on about the 42-yard line. This is a situation where the Bills, they have to go for the first down here. 42-yard line. You're right, Greg. Michael Sinclair told us an important spot. Stay upfield on Doug Flutie. Make him go forward. Don't let him run sideline to sideline where he can take his time and throw it down the field.
The Bills have converted 4 of 5 on 4th down this year. Flutie dancing, looking, throws, incomplete, penalty marker. Thrown on Sean Springs, covering Kevin Williams.
Well, there was definitely body contact. It's unfortunate for Seattle because Sean Springs had great coverage. Look inside. First, it works. He's open. Doug Flutie does not stay with it and look. Then he tries to buy some time. And watch, here comes the contact right there.
First down at the spot.
And what a terrific job of buying time Doug Flutie did.
Well, the problem, yeah, he did, Greg, he did buy the time, but if he'd have stayed with the original play, it would have been a completion for the first down right up from the snap of the ball.
First down from the Seattle 38. This side, Linton to the 35, the 30, and knocked out of bounds close to a first down by Jay Bellamy.
Now it's really important for the Buffalo Bills to kind of stay in this mode on offense, because what you got to do, 23-3, you got to prolong the game. You got to give yourself that extra chance at the possession to see if you can win at the end, and you do that by throwing the football out.
We said this earlier. The Bills did a lot of good things offensively in the first half. They just didn't see results on the scoreboard.
They didn't make the plays. The plays, the opportunities were there. They didn't capitalize.
Flutie to throw on 2nd and 1. Throws down the sideline. It is incomplete. Peerless Price was there.
I can't see from here, but boy, what a throw by Doug Flutie. He was trying to throw this thing on a line and let it get to Peerless Price before Willie Williams can turn around and see if he touches it. Oh, I don't think he touched it, but what he did, he created such a distraction that Peerless Price still can't make the catch. Nope, just tough for Peerless Price to see the football and make the catch.
3rd and 1. Play action. Throws this side, incomplete. Sheldon Jackson was there, and it looked like number 99, Matt LeBounty, might have gotten a hand on that pass.
Well, Buffalo doing the right things. 3rd and short, 2nd and short. They're going for the big plays. That's what they're looking for. Nobody open down the field, but Matt LeBounty gets his big left hand on the ball, tips it, incomplete pass.
And now another 4th down for Flutie and the Bills.
This could be the game for the Buffalo Bills right here. To win, to give themselves a chance to win, they've got to pick it up.
Antoine Smith. 1st down.
Antoine Smith on the carry.
Well, that time, we talked about it today, inside, tough place to run against Seattle, but Jamie Nails and Dusty Ziegler and Jerry Ostrowski do a good job inside.
So now the Bills have moved to the 26-yard line. 1st down. Flutie throws, quick slant, complete to Price.
Complete to Peerless Price.
Peerless Price,
Willie Williams,
2nd round draft pick this year, the rookie out of Tennessee. So you know he's used to catching the football.
Well, he's caught a few down in Tennessee, and I talked to Joe Pendry about Peerless Price. He says, hey, look, we miss Eric Moulds, but this guy, he's just not a rookie. This is a really fast rookie who knows how to play and make catches. Did it at Tennessee. Doug Flutie says he's the fastest receiver on the football team. So some good recommendations from the quarterback and offensive coordinator.
On 1st down. Coming this way and then being trapped is Jonathan Linton. Michael Sinclair, the first one there.
a loss of 3 yards on the play.
You know, those Arizona spas must have been really busy in the offseason. Michael Sinclair says he lost 10 pounds. Cortez Kennedy said he went out and lost 10 pounds during the offseason.
No, you know what that is? That's called a new coach in town. And when a new coach comes in town, it's get in shape better than you've ever been in your whole life. Of course, with Michael Sinclair, there was a big reason. But Cortez, all of them, lose weight, get ready for what Mike Holmgren's going to expect of you.
5 wide receivers on 2nd and 12. Flutie going to go for the end zone. Touchdown. Peerless Price. What a throw by Flutie.
Well, Doug Flutie always says, make me stand in the pocket. That's okay. I'll beat you by throwing the football down the field. And that ball, oh, Brian Walker, number 25, can't get his hand up quick enough. That ball had a little extra on it.
Price basking in the glow of his first NFL touchdown. Steve Christie. The ball is fumbled by Moore, and it's a loose ball. And it's looking not unlike a soccer game at this point. Wade Phillips looking a little philosophical. 1:59 to play here in the third quarter. It's now a 23-9 game, Seattle.
本当でしたらこれが1点入って10対23、その差が2本差で、第4クォーター2本すれば ひっくり返るという。
そうですね。つまらないミスですね。今日
Love going out on the field too.
Whatever it takes. Buffalo Bills. That extra point, it's always big when you're not scoring points in the NFL, but instead of being down 13, they're still down 14, so 2 scores will get them back. And what a job on the onside kick.
And it belongs to the Buffalo Bills.
That ball traveled 10 yards.
Mike Holmgren says he touched the ball.
I didn't see the touch. Let's watch. The all-22. Here's the 30. If it crosses the 40 before anybody touches it, it's going. Oh, yes, not touched.
Legal recovery. First down.
It is a legal recovery, and the Buffalo Bills going to try to maintain some of that momentum. Mike Holmgren wants it reviewed. We'll be back.
とりあえず今のはオンサイドキック成功。
通常のフォーメーションからオンサイド決定、キッカーバーチが前に出て、その後ろを追いかけるようにキッカーが取ったんです。
Well, the replay system is working again.
The ruling on the field stands. The ball went approximately 11 yards before it was touched by Buffalo. That touching is legal. Therefore, it's a first down for Buffalo. Timeout. Stars to Seattle.
Here he comes. Look at this. 10 yards. There's 5. 10 and touched at 11 yards. Good call. No dispute.
And good job by Steve Christie. Mike Holmgren challenging the call. Now burns a timeout. Seattle is left with 2 for the game.
See, I thought maybe Mike Holmgren wouldn't challenge it once we showed a replay, because if somebody's up in the booth or anybody, a coach, and they see it, they go, no, you better not do it because it doesn't look very good. But I think he was convinced himself that he saw that it was touch being on the field. But there's the coach's box.
Meanwhile, 1st and 10 now from the 42-yard line. Look at the Bills, the number of yards they've chalked up this quarter. On the blitz, Flutie escapes and throws it away. Oh, what a magic act he pulled.
I'll tell you, Doug Flutie has escaped Michael Sinclair 3 times today. Here he comes. Anthony Simmons, number 51 on the blitz. Oh, it's Anthony Simmons that just misses him. Then everybody else comes, Chad Brown. But Seattle, they can feel the momentum going to Buffalo, so they want to stop it. Coming with the blitz, make it difficult for the offense.
The kind of day Doug Flutie has had today. 5 wide receivers on 2nd and 10. Another blitz. Pass is complete. This is Price. And Price out to about the 48-yard line to pick up a 5.
Well, I like the strategy when the game gets like this and you've dominated the whole day and all of a sudden Buffalo's looking at a chance to really get back in it. Well, you got to be aggressive. Again, if you sit back in this league, the quarterbacks and receivers, they will come back on you.
Flutie's numbers. 34 passes to 19 rushes.
Not much choice there when you're behind like they are. You want to make plays, you got to do it in the passing game.
On 3rd and 4, Flutie to this side. Andre Reed right through his arms. And right there with him was Sean Springs.
Last year, that was a bread and butter play for the Buffalo Bills. Andre Reed covered tight. He fakes going up the field stop, and Doug Flutie throws it to the back shoulder. This year, teams have seen it, and they're taking it away from the Buffalo Bills. And look at that, 6 drop passes. That's probably the biggest difference in the game right now. The Bills had a few drives stopped by drop passes.
4th and 4. High floater, Charlie Rogers, fair catch at the 15-yard line. Doug Flutie missing Eric Moles at the wideout today. He says he's our most explosive weapon, and he's not here.
もったいないシリーズでしたね。
さあダウン4、ここを取っておけば大きな。
ベテランでもこのなんていうんですかね、伝染病のごとくパスを落とす。
Did you miss a big game? Now you can relive each game from the NFL season. Get stats, photos, and complete play-by-play drive charts in the 1999 archive Just click on NFL at cbs.sportsline.com. First down from their own 15 for the Seahawks, and the Bills have dominated play here in the third quarter. On the ground, and Ricky Waters blows through the right side of the line for a pickup of 6 on the play. Armin Katayan, Phil Simms, yours truly, Greg Gumbel here at the Seattle Kingdom. Incidentally, don't forget to cast your vote for Phil Simms as Analyst of the Decade.
I will. My wife will. We have Larry Cavallina and Mark Wolf sweating in the truck.
Waters again, right side for 1. You know, actually, if you want to condense them into one person, it would either be Mark Cavallina or Larry Wolf.
If I did it, I really wouldn't like him. So we can't do that.
Time running down on us here with 5 seconds to play here in the third quarter. The teams will change ends and have 15 minutes to decide it. That's the end of the third quarter with the score Seattle 23 and Buffalo 9, and we'll come back to the Kingdome after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
0120読むは毎日読むは毎日読むは毎日新聞読むは毎日 I see dead people walking around like regular people. Is anyone there? 目覚めてはならない第6の感覚 Sixth Sense。
皆さんのフィットネス長続きしていますか？楽しくないと続けられませんよね。そこでおすすめなのがこのアブトレーナーなんです。まずは軽くウォームアップから。足はバランスを取るため大きく開きます。あとは軽くバーを握って体を左右に動かしてください。これが結構効きますので筋力アップにつながるんです。しかもお腹と腰のあたりの肉が集中的に動いているのがわかるでしょうか。あと体を前に倒したり後ろに倒したりしてもお腹に効果的なんです。さらにこのように上半身を回転させる運動は腕の筋肉を鍛えると同時に腹周りに集中的に働きかけウエストのサイズダウンが目指せます。後ろも見てください。ローラーが背中で回転しますので大変気持ちがいいんです。腹筋を鍛えるならこのアブトレーナーがおすすめです。背筋も鍛えられいろいろ変化もつけられて長続きするんです。女性の方も音楽に合わせてダンスを踊るように楽しく運動していただけます。ウエストやお腹周りのシェイプアップにはもってこい。安定感の良いがっちりとした構造で激しい動きにも耐えるアブトレーナー9800円9800円となります。欲しい方は 0120-666-666 日本直販へお電話ください。
さあゲームの方はいよいよ第4クォーター、これを残すのみになりました。シーホークスの今の攻撃なんですけども、とりあえずこれを早めに止めて、ビルズは攻撃をしなくちゃいけない。
先ほどのオンサイドが非常にもったいなかったですね。
ということです。さあ頑張ってもらいましょう。
The Buffalo Bills haven't scored more than 10 points in the fourth quarter of any game this season. They have a mountain to climb. Meanwhile, Seattle first down or third down from the 22. Kitna wide open over the middle. Reggie Brown across the 45, first down Seahawks.
Couple nice things in that play for the Seattle Seahawks offense. Good protection up front. They come with the blitz. Inside, you can see the extra defender coming, and then Reggie Brown just does a good job selling it and faking like he's going to go outside. And Marlo Perry, he's caught when he breaks back inside. Nobody there.
First down from the 48 now. Kitna with time. Throw. It is incomplete. Intended for number 81, Sean Dawkins. The crowd says interference. The officials say no.
Well, Thomas Smith, good job. Excellent job. It doesn't matter where that right hand is. He's allowed to put that on the receiver as long as he doesn't turn or affect the receiver's chances of catching the football. Good play, good no call.
Or some people could be more sensitive to touch than others.
Okay. I don't think so on this football field, though.
Just a thought. Yeah. 2nd and 10. This is Brown. For a couple. Meanwhile, Mike Holmgren's offense, he's going to go and he's going to look at the film, and you'd have to think, by and large, he's going to be pretty pleased with the way John Kitna and company have performed today.
Oh, I think he's going to be more than that. I like what he said to Armin Katayan as he was going off the field the first half. Hey, sometimes sooner or later you got to throw him out of the nest. And he's played it very close to the vest, I think, so far this year. And now it's time to see what all of his teaching and his ranting and raving, as we can see there, what's been absorbed by his players. And today, if it's any answer, they've been listening, and they're listening to coach as he teaches them.
Kitna needs the 42 for a first down. Thrown over the middle, incomplete. Intended for his tight end, Christian Foria, and Kurt Schultz was there to cover.
Now, the thing about Mike Holmgren, he's standing over there today, getting paid a lot of money, and getting to wear about 9 hats. I don't really know all the titles he's got with the Seahawks, because he knows how to design an offense and make people execute it. He did it in San Francisco for many years. He did it in Green Bay for many years. And there's no doubt here in Seattle, this is going to be one of the prolific offenses in the National Football League in the next couple years.
Eagles. High kick. Kevin Williams. Fair catch at the 18. And for the record, Mike Holmgren is the Executive Vice President of Football Operations, the General Manager, and the head coach.
Thank you.
ということで19ヤード、そんなに悪いフィールドポジションにありません。とりあえずここからじりじりと言ってられないか、スコンスコンと決めてもらいたいところです。ビルス。
Welcome back to the Kingdome in Seattle. 13:24 to play here in the fourth quarter. Seahawks with a 23-9 lead. We have seen a decided change in momentum here in the second half as the Buffalo Bills have moved the football up and down the field with regularity. Flutie to throw. Incomplete. Batted down by number 28, Kerry Joseph. Kerry Joseph will make it Chris Canty.
First round draft pick of the New England Patriots a couple years ago. Having a good day today. Really has done an excellent job for the Seahawks, being what you call that extra defensive back, which I think is one of the hardest positions to play in the National Football League. If you're a corner, you got the sideline to help you. If you're the extra defensive back, you're in the middle of the field, and those receivers can run anywhere.
Running play, Jonathan Linton across the 20 to about the 21, maybe the 22-yard line. 3-yard pickup on the play. The Jets still with a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. Plenty of time to play at Oakland. And the Green Bay Packers, that score got a big roar from the fans here in the Kingdome.
Oh, I'm sure it did. They were happy about two things, the Raiders losing and San Diego losing here. But what I think you see a lot in the league as I watch the scores, when a team is not happy with the performance one week, they come back the following week and just play the exact opposite.
3rd and 7 for Flutie. Over the middle. Incomplete. Batted down again, this time by Brian Walker.
And another guy, Brian Walker, number 25. You have Chris Canty, number 26, making a play earlier. This is the other extra defensive back that has just played so well this year. Look at that. Not only does he get up and make the play, but he also, by hitting it up in the air, is giving the other defensive backs a chance to come in and get the interception.
So now on comes Chris Moore. And Charlie Rogers is deep. Rogers, fair catch call at the 39-yard line. And the diving catch stops the clock with 12:25 to play here in regulation. And Seattle with the ball in the lead.
フェアキャッチなんとかしました。それでまたいいフィールドポジションからシアトル。シアトルははっきり言いましてたっぷり時間を使ってくるわけなんですけどもね。何かビッグプレーがあると面白い。
You want to know why those fans were cheering that San Diego score? A Charger loss and Seattle win today creates a three-way tie. Those two teams in Kansas City atop the AFC West at 4-2. Still 12:25 to play in this game, and Kitna to throw. And he's going to go down the left sideline. It is complete. Sean Dawkins. Dawkins to the 25 and out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
Well, what happens is that when you get behind, you got to play a defense that's going to take some chances, and you got single coverage on the outside. I love what Seattle does. Thomas Smith against Sean Dawkins. Throw it down there and watch the adjustment. Sean Dawkins sees the football, slows down, comes back and makes the catch.
Over on the Buffalo sideline, Wade says, you know, I thought we had it going.
Well, that play, well, that could almost seal it for him, because you're down 14 points, and now they're already in field goal range.
Ricky Waters through a hole close to the 15-yard line. You know, this offense of the Seattle Seahawks, as we mentioned earlier, minus Joey Galloway. If you were watching the NFL today, where was Joey Galloway? Playing flag football in West Virginia.
Well, and as you looked and we got ready for this game, and you look at all the films and you talk to the coaches and the players and everything, defense, offense, it doesn't matter. They all say the same thing. Boy, we'd be a lot different if Joey Galloway was here.
Last season, Galloway, 1,047 yards and 10 touchdowns as Waters tries the left side. And he has lost, well, he's lost close to $1 million in salary. Yeah. There's another $500,000 in fines pending, which Mike Holmgren told us if Joey Galloway comes in, he's going to have to pay. And you'd have to think that Joey Galloway can't do himself any good by not being here.
Well, look, I have no interest in this except just what it means to the league. And I just say this, Joey Galloway, just come on in. There's a lot of good things that can happen. One, it'll be good for your contract for the future. Look what this offense is doing, what he can do, and just think of what you could mean to the football team.
Kitna steps up and is dragged down. Number 99, Gabe Northern, is there.
But Greg, when you talk about it, you can see what this offense can do, what they could do with Joey Galloway. Mike Holmgren told us, he says, hey, he's going to catch 90 passes in this offense because he's done it with everybody everywhere he's been. And Dan Williams, Kansas City defensive lineman, held out last year. Season was over. He called up Gunther Cunningham. He says, I can't wait to come in. Look, players, you're a player. Come in. The salary thing will take care of itself. Whatever has to be done, you do it. A couple years go by, you'll be up again for a new salary. You can be the highest paid in the league.
Todd Peterson, 3 out of 3, and now 4 out of 4 in the field goal department. That one from 34 yards out. The Seahawks lead it 26-9, 10:02 to play.
ビルが非常に厳しい状態になりました
9対26ですからね、ちょっとこれは厳しいんですが、しかしダグ・フルーティーもう1本2本は返してもらいたいなと。ワクワクさせてもらいたいです。
In Joey Galloway's absence, John Kitna has had to look elsewhere, and he has found 5 different receivers today for his passes. Yeah, 98 and 91 yards, Mays and Dawkins, respectively. Kevin Williams deep. And Williams from the 3. Leaps and goes down at the 21-yard line. Brian Walker with the tackle, and we check in with Armin Katayan. Armin.
Thanks, Greg. I'm with one of the great running backs in the history of the National Football League, Thurman Thomas, now in his 13th year. Thurman, you've got a bruised liver, which doesn't sound very good at all. Is it painful, and when are you coming back?
Well, it was just painful for the first couple of weeks, but it's healing real good right now. I might make it back for the Washington game, but definitely the following week against the Miami Dolphins at home, I'll definitely be in that game.
Put your head coaching cap on for a second and give me an assessment of what you've seen so far and what has to happen for Buffalo to get back in.
Well, I think, you know, the last couple of weeks we've tried to run the ball really well and keep an offense like Seattle's off the field, but I think you got to give them a lot of credit. You know, they're playing great defense. You know, with the absence of Eric Mose on offense, you know, they're able to double-team Andre and sometimes double-team Kevin Williams. But I think overall, you know, we just need to keep plugging at them and try to come up with some big plays in this offense.
Great. Hope to see you back soon, Thurman. Right. Greg, back to you.
All right, Armin, you are right. One of the really fine running backs in the history of the National Football League. Number 21, Manny Martin, is on his back at about the 15-yard line. And while we have a moment, let's check in with our New York studios. Once again, here's Jim Nance. Jim?
Well, Greg, an injury in this game. Tyrone Wheatley carted off the field with an injury, so Zach Crockett comes in for him, and he's found the end zone as the Raiders cut into that Jet 10-point lead. It's down to 3 with an even 8 minutes remaining in Oakland. Let's go back to Greg and Phil.
All right, Jim, thanks very much. So Manny Martin being helped off the field. While we have a moment, Phil, let's just finish up the situation on Joey Galloway. We should make it clear that Joey Galloway has to be on the roster for at least 6 games this season, or else he finds himself in the very same position next year that he is now.
Yeah, so there's 2 ways to do it. Either sign the deal that's on the table that they offered you. I don't know if it's still there for him, but come in, play it out, then you're a free agent next year. Of course, Seattle's going to put the franchise tag on him, but it's going to work out. And the only way it can work out is for him to be in here. And you see this team, and you got to know what part you would play on it and how good it can be for you and for everybody else. It's just too much to miss.
Galloway wants to be the highest paid receiver in the NFL. That distinction belongs to Antonio Freeman now. Mike Holmgren says, I can't do that. I can only make you the 2nd highest. But only 2 receivers in the last couple of years have caught more touchdown passes than Joey Galloway, Chris Carter, and Antonio Freeman. 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Flutie needs to get something going in a hurry. Over the middle, complete across the 25 to the 27 is Camille Loud.
You know, the other thing is, too, just watching Armin Kantayan talking to Thurman Thomas, and to hear Joe Pendry talk about Thurman Thomas, what he means to this football team. Not only is he a good player running the football, catching it. We heard Doug Flutie say on 3rd down and in the shotgun formation, Thurman Thomas is great back there with me. But he said he is such a tremendous leader. He makes players get motivated, pay attention, and do the right thing.
Flutie runs out of bounds across the 35 to the 37. A 10-yard pickup and enough for a Buffalo 1st down. And even at this point, stopping the clock is a good idea for the Bills.
Well, again,
and now it starts up again.
Greg, they were trying to prolong the game in the 3rd quarter. Now they really got to make it happen in a hurry. 3 scores down with 9 minutes to go.
Against a Seattle defense that has been pretty stout when it's had to be today.
And what a quarterback has to do in a situation like this, when an opportunity is there, maybe you don't know if it's really the right thing to do. Sometimes when you're down 3 scores, you got to take a chance.
On the blitz, quick pass over the middle for Peerless Price, and it's off his hand, incomplete.
And, of course, the big thing is one of the subjects that will be written in the papers. Wade Phillips brought the team out early, and, you know, no matter what you do, you're always going to be second guessed there.
You said whenever you go, once you make that trip from coast to coast, it's going to be tough on a football team.
It's a killer. Listen, look, you do it ourselves. It knocks us out for a day or two. A football player who's making his livelihood on how he feels, I think it's the smart and only thing to do. When you're going from coast to coast, you need an extra day to get adjusted.
2nd and 10. Flutie steps up, goes long down the field. It is complete. It is incomplete, out of bounds to Peerless Price. And that's a big gainer for the Buffalo Bills inside the 20.
That was a really good example. 2 things. The strength of Doug Flutie's arm and the speed of Peerless Price. That time, Willie Williams is running with him. Watch Kerry Joseph, number 28. He reads the play. Doug Flutie basically looks over there. He makes the break. I got it, he says. He's going to get over there. And you know what happens? He can't get there fast enough, and it even misjudges the speed of Peerless Price.
So now the Bills, in a hurry, eat up a chunk of yardage. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Pass batted down, incomplete. Not the first time that's happened to Doug Flutie today or last week against the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, quite a few passes batted down last week. There's the stats for today. Any quarterback, when you blitz him, in which what happened that last play, that means there's going to be a lot of people in front of him, and you try to throw a short pass over the middle, you're 7 foot tall. It'd be hard to get it over the defender's hands.
2nd and 10. Flutie rolls, looks for a man, finds him, complete. Camille Loud out of bounds, and it looks to be enough for a 1st and goal.
That was a good job by Camille Loud. What happens is this team and these receivers, they are used to seeing this. Doug Flutie rolling out of the pocket, and Camille Lau was going over the middle, stopped, went the other way. Chris Canty, number 26, couldn't change direction quick enough to stay with him.
So now 1st and goal for the Buffalo Bills from the 7. Flutie under the blitz, throws incomplete into the end zone. For those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS and the game between the Buffalo Bills and Seattle Seahawks. I'm Greg Gumbel along with Phil Simms and Armin Katsayan. Our score here, the Seahawks 26 and the Buffalo Bills 9. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast. And tonight on 60 Minutes, Ed Bradley and Bill Bradley on why Bill Bradley wants to be president. Bill, not Ed. 60 Minutes tonight. 2nd and goal for the Bills. 7:44 to play in regulation. Flutie with lots of time under the gun, throws it away, incomplete. And Flutie appears to be arguing the fact that one of his receivers was knocked down in the end zone.
Oh, yeah, somebody looked like they got a really good push in the back. Fearless Price, and he went flying down on all fours as Doug Flutie was trying to throw it to him. But I'm watching these Seattle defensive linemen. They are doing a terrific job. They're beating the offensive linemen, but Doug Flutie, even when he doesn't scramble outside the pocket, moves around well enough inside to buy those extra time. Watch this. Let's see. What? Here he goes. Let me step up, shuffle, get up, throw the play. And the receiver and the defensive backs run into each other is what happened.
And now Doug Flutie calls timeout. The first timeout used by the Bills here in the second half. And it stops the clock with 7:38 to play here in the fourth quarter. While we have a moment, let's remind you again, tonight on 60 Minutes, Ed Bradley and Bill Bradley on why he wants to be president. Bill, not Ed. 60 Minutes tonight. Then it's a powerful, all-new Touched by an Angel, followed by the CBS Sunday movie, The Soul Collector, a mystical story starring Melissa Gilbert, Bruce Greenwood, and Ossie Davis. That's all tonight here on CBS.
You know, the other day, Greg, we had a good time talking to Wade Phillips, and, you know, we talked a lot of strategies. Then we started talking about his father, and it was just fun to listen to him talk about his father, what he learned from him. A couple of things. The one thing he says, my dad just had his greatest quality. He just had great common sense, and he just could always size up situations and just get the right answer with no problem at all. And it's fun to hear about Bum Phillips.
3rd and 7. The pass, quick slant, incomplete, penalty marker. Fearless Price, the intended receiver. Sean Springs, the defender.
Good call. Sean Springs definitely made contact before the ball arrived.
Tom White, our referee.
Pass interference. Number 24, defense. That's a first down.
Watch Sean Springs, going to be at the bottom of the screen. Blitz. Adjusts the route. It's quick. Already was driving through the receiver before the football got there.
Antoine Smith, Sam Gash in the backfield. 1st and goal from the 1. The fake to Smith. The pass into the end zone. Touchdown, Jay Reamersma. Jay Reamersma, bothered with a groin injury, hasn't practiced in 3 weeks, but he can play on Sundays.
He can go in there in the end zone and catch some touchdowns. Sam Adams, number 98. Watch Doug Flutie this time. Boy, Sam Adams, what a job getting off the line of scrimmage. You can see the blitz. Good job by Doug Flutie just getting rid of the football.
Steve Christie for the extra point. And it's good. Jay Reamersma in for the first play all day, and he catches the touchdown pass. 7:32 to play. 26-16.
これは見事でした。あれだけの目の前から来るプレッシャーでよく投げれますね。
そうですね。
さすがダグ・フルーティーといった感じ。しかし
Welcome back to the Kingdome in Seattle. Doug Flutie, touchdown pass, pulls the Bills to within 10. And the Seattle Seahawks guarding against the onside kick. You say you wouldn't onside kick it here.
Kick it off, make Seattle get some first downs, and if they don't, you get good field position. Prolong the game. Make them make plays. If you onside kick it, you have to drive too far to score.
Sean Springs from the 10 and run out of bounds just across the 25-yard line.
You see what I'm saying? If they onside kick and Seattle recovered, that would basically end the game, because now they would run 3 plays, make it go about 80 yards, and you don't want to do that. Make them come out and play.
Todd Peterson has been in field goal heaven here. Here's a summary of what's happened today. John Kitna with a couple of touchdown passes. So has Doug Flutie, but Flutie threw 2 costly interceptions in the first half. The yardage is about even. Look at the number of first downs.
Well, the Buffalo Bills, what has happened statistically, they've had to play desperate football in the second half, so they're getting the yards. Seattle playing smart, got a field goal, but they want the game to be over with, so playing maybe a little more conservative than they would.
Kitna throws incomplete. Reggie Brown, the intended receiver, and a penalty marker is down on the far side of the field. The conference is taking place behind Brian Habib.
Yeah. False start.
Illegal formation. Number 70 lined up on the end of the line of scrimmage. The penalty is declined. Second down.
Well, that's probably,
I don't know,
number 71, Walter Jones. So that means the wide receiver didn't cover the tackle.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ricky Waters for a couple as the Buffalo defense tries to stop them here with the clock moving up on 7 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Ted Washington in the middle of that pileup.
See, always, Greg, I talk about this every week, just the hardest way to play offense. What do? You want to just get a first down, and you're over there. Do we run? Do we throw? We want the clock to keep moving. And, you know, that's the problem Mike Holmgren's faced with here. You got to throw the football. You got to pick up a first down and keep that clock moving.
Well, throwing the football is the way they've made their bread and butter so far here today. Kitna under center. Quick drop. Steps up. Brought down. Sean Moran and Sean Price met at the quarterback, and the Seahawks will have to kick it away.
You know, John Kitna realizes he's in trouble pretty quick here, because this Buffalo front, it's desperate and it's putting pressure on him. But he does a good job here. Don't just get rid of the football to avoid the sack. Take the sack. What it does, you didn't really lose any yards. Keeps the clock moving.
6:05 to play here in the fourth quarter, and Kevin Williams is deep as the Bills look for a big return on special teams. Beagles launches another high floater. Fair catch is made at the 31-yard line by Williams. We told you earlier the AFC West can tighten up considerably with a Seattle victory here today. San Diego a winner. Kansas City beat Baltimore Thursday night. San Diego lost, rather. Seattle with a win here today, and it would be 3 teams at 4-2 atop the AFC West.
And see, this is probably the way you expected the AFC West to go before the season started. And well, I tell you what I see there. I just see a really tough division where right now, except for Denver, hard to pick a favorite.
Flutie from the shotgun. On the blitz. Sprinting to his right, looking for anyone open. Throws this side and incomplete. And he missed number 81, Peerless Price, in the middle of the field.
Well, you can study films all week, and you're a defensive player. And what happens a lot of times as an athlete, and I did it too, when you would watch film, guys wouldn't look that imposing physically on the film. And then you go out during the game and you go, Man, he was really good. He didn't look like that on the film. And that's what these players are saying about Doug Flutie. He's quicker and faster when you try to get him here in person.
Short drop, quick pass, Price, midfield, 45, and down at about the 42, maybe the 41-yard line. First down, Bills. 27-yard pickup, and the Bills will go without a huddle.
Boy, this is Peerless Price. He's looking like he's going to be something special at the wide receiver position.
Flutie throws incomplete, and a penalty marker is down. Willie Williams and Peerless Price were on this side of the field. You get the feeling Mike Holmgren does not like the way this game is going right about now.
Well, what happens is, I'll tell you why. The clock was such
Pass interference. Number 27 defense. That's a first down.
It was such a deterrent against Buffalo, but now they've moved it so quick and scored, it's almost not even, you don't have to worry about it as much anymore, because if Buffalo doesn't they get a few yards, they could still kick a field goal right here and be within one score, and Seattle then would have to come out and play like the score was tied. They would need some first downs.
5 catches, 106 yards, and a touchdown today. He has to be reckoned with. First down from the 36. Flutie under the gun and goes down. Loose football. Seattle has it. Sam Adams covered it, and Michael Sinclair forced the fumble.
Well, it took him 54 minutes and 50 seconds, but Michael Sinclair, after hustling all day long and working hard and putting pressure on the quarterback, he does it when it really counts. He makes the play that's going to win the football game for the Seattle Seahawks today. Boy, what a hit, too.
He went right around number 77, Robert Hicks. And a big recovery for the Seahawks. First down at their own 45. Waters for 2.
Well, I tell you, Michael Sinclair, though, Greg, he told us that he was going full steam ahead at Doug Flutie. He wasn't going to slow down and wait for him to move. And look at him telling Matt LeBounty, I gave him the right hand, left hand, knocked his hands off of me and got the edge and made the sack, and that's what he did.
We related earlier via Armin Katan that he's the only football player who has a little lunch at halftime. Takes medication, diabetes, and has played a whale of a football game today.
We saw him before the game out on the field before he put the equipment on, and he is the most in-shape defensive lineman I've seen in the National Football League.
Kitna's pass complete, short of a first down, to number 87, Derek Mays, who has had a terrific afternoon himself. 60 minutes coming up next here on CBS, except on the West Coast.
I think this thing, Greg, I said earlier, when I look at Seattle, what would make me think as a fan, even as a coach or whoever, what would make me think that we have a chance to really do well and win a lot of games is that front defensive line. It has a chance to be special.
Since 1996, Michael Sinclair, 44.5 sacks. That's the most of anyone in the National Football League in that time span. Looking for the first down. Kitna throws. It is complete. Penalty marker down on this side of the field. That's Derek Mays, but now let's check the flag.
What a catch. What a catch. Looks like they maybe are trying to decide is it a first down or not. I don't know.
Holding. Number 27. Defense. It's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That's Ken Irvin.
See, now what I would have done, watch Derek Mays, number 87. Nice fake. Went way outside, then comes back underneath. Look at that catch. See, and I'm not kidding either. You're going to laugh. I would have declined the penalty.
Snap.
Because he took a catch away from Derek Mays. And you know, I like, because the couple yards is nobody cares here in this situation. But I'm serious, to catch these guys, it means something to them. Hey, Greg, you got to throw him a bone. He's had a great day today. Give him another catch. Look at them, 100 yards better than what they've averaged so far this year.
They're going to keep it on the ground again. Waters straight ahead, moves the pile a couple yards. And timeout to stop the clock called by the Buffalo Bills. They have 1 remaining. Here's Michael Sinclair.
Those are things and situations that a veteran quarterback, see, I would have understood that right away. Yeah. And I would have went up there and said, no, we got the first down. Let my guy here, Derek Mays, who's had such a terrific day, let him have the catch.
So Kitna and Holmgren confer on the sidelines. You saw Michael Sinclair and Sam Adams. They will sleep well tonight for a number of reasons. Boy, they played a fine game on that front line.
And I think the big key, too, is I think the people in Seattle, you can see what this offense and John Kitna, they have a chance to do. Nice throw, anticipating over the middle, finding the open receiver. Nice touch. I tell you, he's got to go home and be excited about the way he played tonight, the way he made decisions. He was calm and threw the ball on target all day long.
Waters, right side, cuts it back. Penalty markers down in the backfield as Waters breaks across the 25 to about the 24-23. Kurt Schultz made the tackle.
And that might be the play that we saw right there, even though it's going to be called back. That signifies, or that's the signature play, I should say, for Mike Holmgren's running game.
Holding, number 79 offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
That's the right tackle, Grant Williams.
It's almost like the old Green Bay sweep. He did it out in San Francisco. It was one of his good running plays up in Green Bay, and it hasn't worked well for him this year, but he'll keep trying it until he gets it.
I remember the frustration of that Green Bay sweep growing up a Bears fan in Chicago. And you knew it was coming. They just couldn't stop it. No one could stop it.
Well, when you watch this running game today, it's been so good and so efficient for Seattle, it's hard to believe no rushing touchdowns for the year.
Ricky Waters to about the 45.
But
Ricky Waters on the carry.
They're 4-2. You can't have it all, Greg.
That last 4 games, Seattle got 94 yards at Chicago, 90 at Pittsburgh, 75 against Oakland, 61 at San Diego. Today, they're up over the 100-yard mark. 106.
And the thing, you know, I'm surprised. I really thought it would be more than that by watching the game, because it's been appropriate rushing yards. And seems like when they needed a few good runs to take away some momentum away from Buffalo, they got them.
Play clock down to 1. He just barely got the snap off. Ricky Waters trying to the left side and is dragged down from behind. Pat Williams, 93. Sam Rogers, 59.
And the crowd is booing because I guess they ran the football. Now go ahead and throw it. Throw an interception. I know Ricky Waters went out of bounds too, but I think they're more upset about the play call. See, when you sit in those seats or you stand up here, what, Greg? You got all the answers. We got them all.
Kevin Williams looking for a big return for the Bills. We're down to 2.5 minutes to play. Beagle off the side of his foot, and it bounces out of bounds at about the 18-yard line once again to New York. Jim Nantz.
Greg, how about this? It looks like a Jet has beaten the Jets. In the final minute, Oakland from the 5, Gannon on the rollout, and he finds James Jett for the touchdown, and the extra point puts New York ahead by 1. 27 seconds to go. Let's go back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you.
I tell you, you see Rich Gannon moving around there. I watched him real close against the Buffalo Bills last week, and I just forgot how nifty he is moving around, and he has got a pair of quick feet, and that play illustrates how quick he can move around and make those little plays that, hey, maybe won the game for him today.
We'll see those Oakland Raiders next week as they host the Miami Dolphins. Doug Flutie with 2:26 on the clock. Steps up on the run, directing his blocking, and runs out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. 14-yard pickup.
Well, 2:18. You still have a timeout.
And you need
Don't
two
give
scores.
up. You need 2 scores. Just get down and make one. You onside kick. You never know.
Doug Flutie, 5 carries, 48 yards today.
I don't know how you got out away from that one. Doug Flutie is truly getting faster as he gets older.
Blitz. Flutie throws, complete. Kevin Williams to about the 38.
Take your time, let the 2-minute warning happen. He wants to try to maybe kill the clock, get one more play, but you're not going to make it.
And the whistle blows before he can get the snap off. And how the clock can read 1:59, I don't know. We'll be back.
Over you go. Not only are you not, I'm not saying you're not going to win yet, but how you could have a chance to really separate yourself from so many other teams.
The Bills, second down and 3 from the 39. The pass batted down. Cortez Kennedy looked like he stuck a paw up there and swatted it out of the sky. Oakland has beaten the New York Jets. 3 touchdown passes for Brett Favre today as the Packers knock off San Diego. And those Indianapolis Colts, who impressed us a few weeks ago in losing to Miami, they beat Cincinnati. And St. Louis rolls along. How unusual. 3rd and 3. Flutie over the middle, incomplete. It was intended for Kevin Williams.
He had him. Kevin Williams beat his guy. He's down the middle, but Doug Flutie, a little off target at time, a little off balance, trying to make a throw, moving to his left, and go a little sidearm, made the ball sail on him.
If you're looking for 60 Minutes, it's coming up next, right after we wind down here in Seattle, except here on the West Coast, where it will be seen at its usual time. 4th and 3. Flutie needs the 42-yard line to keep this drive alive. Scrambling down, penalty markers thrown in the backfield. Philip Daniels all over Flutie. My guess it's a holding call on the Bills.
Your guess is going to be good, Greg.
Holding, number 77. Penalty is declined. Take the result of the play. First down.
Robert Hicks on the hold, and just again, what a great job of that defensive line today of the Seattle Seahawks.
All of them. Philip Daniels that time, Michael Sinclair, and Robert Hicks, the Buffalo right tackle. That is really such a tough assignment to come in here. Philip Daniels down at the bottom is going to get the sack, and you can see on top the holding penalty. Tough assignment, crowd noise, shotgun, no back in the backfield, one-on-one blocking. You can't hear the quarterback. Tough to protect your quarterback for a long period of time.
John Kitna takes a knee as the clock continues to move. We'll remind you the executive producers of the NFL and NBA on CBS are Sean McManus and Terry Ewert. The coordinating director of the NFL on CBS is Larry Cavallina. The producer of today's game is Mark Wolf. The senior producer of the NFL Today is Eric Mann. NFL Today directed by Bob Matina. The associate directors of today's game, and fine gentlemen they are, Ross Schneiderman and Brian Lilly. Yeah. And our broadcast associates are Ryan Galvin and Jonathan Siegel.
Did you talk about Mike Luck and our Paul Newman up here?
Not yet.
See, Paul Newman sitting up here with us. It just shows you all people named Paul Newman are not good looking. You know, not all of them. Just kidding.
Another knee, and let's check now the AFC East with a loss by the Buffalo Bills here. They fall to 4-3. Miami leads the way at 5-1. New England 5-2. The Colts winners today, and the Jets losers now 6 of 7. in the AFC West.
That's
a
impressive.
Three-way tie.
Oh.
Top the AFC West.
Really, Greg, you got 4 teams in the East and the West that are everyone's alive for all the good things that can happen to you when you look towards the end of the season. And Mike Holmgren, he has just got to be so excited about how his team performed and the step forward they made in executing plays on the football field.
Mike Holmgren will see his Seahawks climb into a three-way tie for first atop the AFC West. Buffalo Bills have called timeout. The Seahawks improved to 4-2. Kansas City 4-2. San Diego, with a loss to the Packers today, falls to 4-2. There you see the West. Oakland with a win today, just a notch behind at 4-3. And Denver, for a while, we thought we're going to pull out a win today against the New England Patriots.
The one thing, how about we were talking, I remember Michael Sinclair when he left the room the other day, and we had talked about defense. We looked at the Seattle defense. You look at the AFC West, and you go down every team. The one thing that really sticks out in my mind, what they all have in common is that they all have really good defenses. So that's what's going to enable them all to stay in games, to keep it close, and whose offense can perform well enough might be the difference who's going to win the division.
Well, that fourth down play comes up short, and so with 25 seconds to play.
I don't know why Buffalo called a timeout. And I'll just say this. It's because it would worry me a little that you're 25 seconds ago, can you get 2 scores? Not that I believe in this much, but in this situation I would. A player getting hurt.
Flutie has thrown a career-high 48 passes today. Completed 23 of them for 281 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He'll throw number 49 right here. Deep drop, throws it this side, complete and out of bounds to number 89, Camille Loud. Coming into today's action, Camille Loud had 1 career reception for 11 yards. That was his 5th today for 61.
The other thing that's been impressive, Doug Flutie, Greg, you just talked about all those throws. Usually a defensive line, they wear out. They wear out after about 30 passes. You kind of give up. Then you're chasing Doug Flutie around. Maybe it ends at 25, but they have kept the pressure up all day long.
Here's pass number 50 of the day for Flutie. Throws it downfield. It is incomplete. We have 14 seconds left. We were talking with Doug about his days in the CFL, and he's been all over the place. He's been around the NFL, the CFL, the USFL.
And now back to the NFL. And it was fun, wasn't it? Just listening to what he did in the CFL. He goes, oh, it was great. I didn't care what the defense did.
He did the game planning.
He did the game planning. He says, all I did, I just made game plans that confuse and drive the defense crazy. I was going to make them, I was going to dictate play. They were going to react to what I was going to do.
And if you were watching on the NFL today, you saw that pass when he was a member of Boston College. Running plays, finish things off. Antoine Smith looking for the sideline and is out of bounds at the 46 with 7 seconds to go.
You spoke too soon.
They did, didn't they?
Well, maybe now. 7 seconds. I don't know if you run one more play or you try to give it the old heave-ho and try to get it in the end zone.
Well, that would be one more play. Oh, you mean run?
Yeah, maybe just run one more play and get out of this. Pete Kendall. Red Sox fan.
Here are a couple of Boston College Eagles right there.
Glenn Foley, the other guy.
7 seconds to play. All that stands between the Seahawks and their 4th win of the season. Flutie steps up, flips it back, and that's how you don't get hurt. Robert Hicks takes the lateral. Once again, our final score, Seattle 26 and Buffalo 16. Coming up next on CBS, except in the Pacific time zone, 60 Minutes. For Phil Simms and Armin Katayan, I'm Greg Gumbel. So long from Seattle. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.